What's going on, guys? So, welcome to Parlor Talk episode 5. We got a bunch of really awesome guests tonight. Beyond excited to have Nico, the bartender, on here with his product Griptinz, and then followed by our artist spotlight. It's going to be Rich Dietz, producer duo from Jersey and Florida, two really good friends of ours, putting out some really awesome music. So they're going to be the artist spotlight for tonight. But first, we got a couple words from our sponsors. Check them out.
I can hear you. What's up? Good. How many girls you take down on that couch? Whoa. Wow. God. Getting old. Hi, friends. How's everybody? Facebook, Instagram. Thank you guys for having me. Oof. Oh, man. I guess the long journey started in 2001 at Club Abyss Mill Review. I started off as a shop boy. I saw Showboat. We're going to give you the condensed version. I saw Showboat MC for the first time, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. It was a long, long journey, following and just watching Bacardi Artie and Get Busy Izzy and Ringo and MC B2B, who's a legend as well, and just watching all these people just kind of making my own style. And then one day I got a shot. After I conquered that, I kind of wanted to be a bartender. Funny story is they would never let me bartend. Story behind that was I was too valuable to them outside of the bar than I was behind the bar. And I guess as time went on, business changed, and you could have that personality behind the bar, and that's when I eventually got my shot, probably like 2008, 2009 maybe, right around there.
That's awesome, man. So now, like, fast forward, here we are, 2020. You hold down the anchor over at West Bar, DJais in Belmar, and I know you work a lot of different other places around the shore. So that's where everyone can find you bartending, which is cool. And we're all excited. I think everyone's looking towards summertime and the next season. So
Yes.
I think everyone knows where to find you. What shifts do you normally work there in the summertime?
Summertime is normally Thursday for our theme parties, followed by Friday. I do spin the wheel at 5, then hop behind the bar at 8. Saturdays behind the bar at 8, and then Sundays is my double, up 9 in the morning, getting ready for bingo, go home, shower, change, come back, and then rock industry night, Sunday nights till 2 a.m. Put it to you this way, it's the only day I Uber.
No, it's awesome, man. Well, I know you own the bingo thing, so maybe talk a little bit about that. You not only do you MC it, but you DJ it as well, right? You do all of it.
Yeah, funny thing with that too is, for the longest, I guess it's the same reason I learned how to DJ. When the business started changing, you had kids coming in that didn't know how to read a room, and it was just foot to the gas, 100 miles an hour as soon as they came out of the gate. And I was like, you know what, I got to teach myself how to do this to create like the vibe of the room. And it's the same thing with bingo. It's a very, very strategic playlist. It starts at 65 BPM and it works its way up. So by the time it ends, we're at 130 and ready to go. It's a slow, steady 2-hour increase. It's not hitting them with, and Nails is an old song you guys might not know about, but
Right.
you know, hitting them with nails at 11 o'clock, you know, on
Yeah, no, I
Saturday
get it
night.
for sure.
You know, so that's basically what that was. And bingo was just an excuse to get to the party. You know, it was an excuse to get, you know, our Sunday in the Biz party started at 3 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. You know, we wanted that day party going, and you know, bingo was a solution to that problem.
That's awesome, man. I know there's people, you have those people that are there 15 weeks, 15 Sundays straight, and they don't miss a Nico bingo, man. So you got to check that
They're
out.
Starship Troopers, man. They're meant to fly.
That's how it goes, man. Cool. So talk to me a little bit about this Griptinz venture here. Obviously, you're a full-time bartender, and, you know, obviously you developed this product. So why don't you give us a little pitch on what it is and talk about it?
All right, Griptinz started because for the longest time, I thought I was a good bartender. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I was a pretty solid bartender until I started working at DJais. And then, fortunately, I went through the rankings there. I started at back bar. So everything was in front of me. So it was never really overbearing or, you know, couldn't, you know, go to the bathroom, never come back type thing, which I've seen before with people, you know. But when I got to West Bar, it was 5 people in 5 different directions for 5 hours a night. And between moisture and sweat and liquor and spilt drinks, you know, I find my normal shaker would become more of a weapon than a tool. And I was like, how do I get this thing to stay in my hand? So I went back to basically when I played hockey as a kid, you know, with your hockey tape and, you know, making your stick so it would stay in your hand. And that's where the idea for Griptinz came in. And it's just pretty much, you know, just a tool for bartenders that are in that environment, that, you know, are in a high-paced environment. We've noticed that it's starting to work in more elegant bars, you know, for actual shaking. But it's pretty much just a universal tool just to help you guys, you know, perfect your craft or make you better at your craft. You know, that's what it ended up being. And, you know, I said, I'm always been the type of person that you guys know me. When I see MCs out there, I'm like, yo, you feel free to come over to my house. Like, I want what made me successful to make other people successful. I've always been that way. You know, I know how hard it was growing up when there was just 3 clubs, you know, so to try and make it was tough, you know. So, you know, now that I have the experience and everything and the tools to do it, I just kind of want to share with everybody else. But at the same time, I am charging like $15.99 for a tin, but, you know, got to make the patent money back.
Yeah, but that's awesome, man. Yo, check this out. Chris has got it in his hand right now in front of the camera if you guys could see it here. So what we're talking about is the tin that the bartenders use to scoop ice, right, and shake drinks?
Yeah, yeah. It was meant for scooping ice, and then it turned into so many other things for usefulness, you know, behind the bar, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even at a bar, right? We're at the Parlor, and I have one. So shout out to Nico, Griptinz. You can follow them, and we'll drop all the socials. Everyone that's following with us, you know, if you are on our Facebook, hop over to the YouTube. It's where we're going to put all Nico's links to Griptinz and everything he's got going on there. So, yeah, awesome product, totally practical. And I've seen it. I mean, you know, we're at every bar in Monmouth County and pretty much in New Jersey, and, you know, it's hard to find a bar that doesn't have one yet. So,
yeah, dude, the amount of support has been amazing, just from, you know, from great people, dude. Just great bars, great people, great friends, you know, even bartenders. Just to support the product was just. If I told you I don't cry, but like that first week I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty.
You were
pretty
stressed out,
experience.
Man. I saw you in your kitchen packing up like hundreds of these things.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it ready. I knew I was leaving for work down in Florida. Unfortunately, you know, with the COVID-19 virus, everything kind of got canceled. But I had to make sure that I was able to ship on the road and everything. And I just wanted to make sure I was prepped and ready, you know, for apparent war, but that war never came. So.
Yeah. No, dude, we get it.
Date.
So we're going to move over. We're going to switch things up for the segment here. I got a couple just this or that questions just to kind of run through. I know you have a colorful personality here, but we want to bring it out. So I got a couple of just funny this or that questions we're going to run through here. I'm going to read them off. They're quick, just quick answers, nothing too long here. So would you rather be born in the future or born in the past?
I definitely should have been throwing TVs out of the hotel room with Guns N' Roses. Definitely the past.
All right. No, that's so true.
Yeah, dude, Aquanet should have been my cologne, dude. I should have walked out reeking of Aquanet. Like.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, all right, the next question here is, would you rather be able to run 100 miles an hour or fly at 1 mile per hour?
Fly at 1 mile per hour. I know what it's like being high, and that feeling is amazing.
Fair enough. All right, so if you could pick one, would you have a pet pig or a pet goat?
Pet goat. Yeah, pet goat. I can make that noise. I communicated with the deer in Florida with that noise, so I know it would work.
All right. So would you rather have a 99% chance of winning 100K or a 50-50 chance of winning 10 million?
50-50. I can make $10 go forever. So just give me the 50-50 shot. I'll take more money.
All right. So the next one here is, are you an Adidas guy or Nike guy?
Nike. 100% Nike.
All day.
All day.
To the
I'm
death.
actually Adidas. All day I dream about Nike. So I'm an Adidas. All day I dream about Nikes.
All right. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions going on about that. And all right, so the last one here, very colorful question here. Would you rather be eaten by a shark or a tiger?
I said this before. I always, like, some people dream of, like, dying old. Like, if I go, like, when we were filming in VH1, we were obviously out in the ocean. And I'm like, if that's how I had to go, you know how many people would talk about your death? That's, like, Napoleonistic right there. Like,
Right.
I want to go out by, like, a shark attack. Like, a tiger, you got a chance. Yeah, definitely be a shark because you don't stand a chance.
Fair enough.
Oh, you think you could fight a tiger?
Yeah, because you can stick your fist in their throat and hit their gag reflex and they retreat. It's kind of like my ex.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. So
Sorry,
we'll be waiting for Nico's video fighting a tiger in Malaysia. I'll be the first to sign up for that one.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool stuff. All right, so again, we're DJ centric here, so just moving forward, I know like you spend hours and hours and hours of your life behind the bar listening to other guys play. If you could throw some just general, like maybe 2 or 3 quick tips out there for any of our DJs that are listening around, how could they, play a room better, or like from a bartender's perspective when you're sitting there like, man, I wish they would pick it up, or, just from the other side of the bar, what are you thinking?
Again, there's so many things in life that just require a gut instinct. When people, MMA fighters, stockbrokers, there's a, believe it or not, as much studying as you do and as much paying attention, sometimes it comes down to just plain gut instincts when to hit the gas, man. And I think, I'm a true believer that if you work hard, you pay your dues, you do your research in the past to help you get to that point, I think, you're bound to be successful. The only other shortcut, I think, is when you're subject to numbers, So I would tell the kids to play, anybody could walk into a nightclub and that's 500 deep and play a banger. Anybody can play hip hop and be successful, because you're relating to them. But when you can make a room of 20 vibe, and that's when you find out how talented you are. You know what I'm saying? So learn how to manipulate the small rooms, because if you can manipulate 10 people or 20 people, you can manipulate 500 and 1,000. It's my old team night method. Back in the days at Abyss, I could have went on stage at Abyss. We had 1,000 kids there. I could have told them, go fuck yourselves, and they would have been like, yeah! But it was those slow nights where you have to practice being intimate with them. Intimacy is key,
Right.
And I think that should be the thing, is actually learn the small rooms, man. Don't jump ahead of yourself. Stay small at the bars. That's your opportunity. You got a shot. Learn how to work it. When you have those very tiny nights, take requests and then figure out how to get into that request and out of that request. That should be your time to practice those transitions, I guess you would say.
That's good, man. I think that's good, really, like just core feedback for some people that are listening out there, and guys that are starting early in their career, or people that kind of just sometimes you're in the right place, right time, and you get put on the stage and you got to do it. So that's awesome. And like again, you're multi-talented. We call you just an entertainer. I mean, I see you do a little bit of everything, right? Bartend,
I prefer,
MC.
it started off, the nickname was Slash, kind of like Cordell Stewart, but I didn't want to take away from the legend of Guns N' Roses. So,
dude, you are a
it's just
legend
kinda-
of the Jersey Shore, man.
Yeah.
You know that. Come on.
A couple more. I'm not 40 yet. A couple more years.
Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, we appreciate you having you on. Chris, you got any questions for Nico?
Yo, Nico, so you mentioned briefly your stint with VH1. You want to get into that a little bit, like a 1-minute synopsis of Crazy Party Nico?
It wasn't Crazy Party Nico. They found Nico at Abyss, man. It was so funny. I was just clearing out my box and they found me for The Real World in 2006. And I was too similar to one of the cast members. They didn't want another relationship like Danny and Melinda, so I kind of got bounced. And the casting director just kind of took me it's definitely a long story for another day because it's pretty fucking hysterical. But there was midgets involved, small little people involved, and you got to remember, I'm not urban-esque whatsoever, so you can kind of imagine how that went down. But definitely a story for another time. But it was probably one of the greatest experiences of my life, being able to travel and network and just meet tons of people. And I saw quite a few boobies in the early 2000s, man. It was definitely.
Did you go to the one of the
time.
original spring breaks? Did you ever go to attend any of those?
Dude, I actually remember high school sneaking to Seaside and seeing Maya perform outside. Before your time, you guys were probably 2-3 years old, but they used to turn the bathrooms at Seaside into a beach house. And it was MTV. That's where the whole thing kind of derived from, back then.
That's where it started, right?
We actually went Cancun, everywhere. Yeah, we've been to a lot of spots.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I know. And people, if you're watching us, like I said, we're going to put a bunch of Nico's socials in the bottom of the YouTube. You can hop over there and check it out. But yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. And I know you got an awesome history of just entertaining, and you're fortunate that, like us, we get to continue to entertain for people either on the microphone or on stage or playing music or even your bar thing, right? Your bar show, I think, is super important too,
Yeah, it's all presentation, man. What separates you from everybody else.
It's killer. Well, listen, Nico, we really appreciate the time, man. Thank you for checking in once again. If you're on the Facebook, pop over to youtube.com/ClassKills. And that's where you can find all Nico's information, all of the Griptinz information to support his product, which we got right here. So if you guys haven't seen it, check out the Griptinz. Available on the website. Give yourself a plug real quick. Where can they find this? How can everyone that watches buy this?
www.griptinz.com with a Z, like Zorro.
Awesome. And that's your Instagram is too. It's just Griptinz.
Yeah, it's at Griptinz. Everything's at Griptinz. It's taken over my life.
Available and shipping.
Available and shipping. Available and shipping. New colors coming soon.
What do we have right now?
We have sold out of white. We have black and red left due to shipping. I can ship out, but I can't get any shipments in right now, which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think everyone knows what's going on with the global supply chain. But good part is that you got some inventory to still move, and everyone that's on can go on there, hop on, buy a Griptinz, go support my man Nico, and listen.
Yes,
dude,
I need more SpaghettiOs. Support me, please. I kind of need your help.
We got you, man. All right, Nico. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nico.
All right, guys.
Have a good night, brother.
Thank you for your time.
All right, guys. So the next segment of the show we have coming up a really, really awesome producer duo called DJais. South Florida, Jersey boys. They're putting out some fire tech house right now. Killer beats, all original stuff, signed to labels. They're playing big shows and festivals. So we're just looking forward to having them on now. We're going to patch them in and just sit tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Thank you. right. Hey boys, how you doing?
What's going on?
Joey, Mike,
How we doing?
it's Rich DietZ. Rich
Excited to
DietZ.
be here, boys.
Yeah. All right. So welcome to the Parlor, man. You guys are here. So for everyone watching, we got a nice crowd on YouTube. Everyone that's over on Facebook, what's going on? So this is Rich DietZ, man. Producer duo. I call him from New York and Florida, right? Both. You guys travel back and forth. I think that's really dope. So today we're going to do a little artist spotlight. We want to hear a little bit about you guys, and we're going to talk about, we got some upcoming tracks we're going to play for everyone that's on the feed right now. We got some unreleased stuff. We got some new stuff that's coming out by Rich DietZ, and you can check all that stuff out. And that's really it. So let me flip it over to you guys. Just introduce yourself, let the people know what's going on, who you guys are, what you're all about.
All right, take it off, Mike.
All right. Well, my name's Mike, and one half of Rich DietZ. That was a pretty solid introduction, I appreciate that. Hold on, I'm getting some feedback on my headphones. Give me a sec. All right. That's better.
Much better.
What was the question again?
No, we're just saying, man. Tell them what you're all about,
There's
Mike.
no question.
Just tell us what you're about, man. You guys
Say
are
it
a
again.
producer
My bad.
duo, right? You're putting out Tech
I'm
House.
getting no audio.
All right, so I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
DJ Lisi, half of Rich DietZ. Started DJing when I was 10 years old. I have an older brother who's been producing music for a long time. So I got into it very young. Yeah, we met down in Florida, and we just been producing.
That's awesome, man.
And doing as many shows as we could.
Yeah, so Joey, what was like your you guys put out like your first track that got like a lot of play? Tell us about that one.
So our first track was All My Friends. And we're kind of all about like community, supporting each other. So we felt there was an awesome route to kind of include our people in a track. So it was kind of a dope tech house track. And we just included everyone, even in the cover art. So we used Bitmojis.
I think you guys are on there.
And yeah, we had Simmer on there as well.
Hey.
So,
But today's all about you guys. So I know we queued up a couple tracks live for you guys, but you're primarily like in that tech bass genre, right? That's where you guys kind of hang. Where were you guys? I know you recently played a couple festivals, right? Was it which one was that, Joey?
no, well, we have one coming up in June, and that's going to be in Canada. That's
Awesome.
going to be in Ottawa, Escapade Music Festival.
Dope. And you guys recently, like in the past, just played like Moonrise, I think it was.
No.
One of those you played.
What one was it? It was in DC.
Oh, that was Echo Stage.
Echo
Stage.
Stage.
Okay.
We did Beyond. What was it? What was the name of that one again?
Clubhouse Fest.
Clubhouse Fest. Yep.
Yeah, I was with Rez, Madion, two friends, Elefante.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, well, I saw the recap looked really sick. So we checked that out. So it's awesome. So you got some stuff lined up for festival season coming up in June. That's pretty dope. And where are you guys going with the sound? Because I know, real tech. We got a bunch of joints here lined up, and we'll let the people kind of decide on what that vibe is. But where do you see Rich DietZ going like in 2020 in terms of your sound?
Dude, I can't hear anything. My bad. It's all good. It's super low right now.
All right, so we definitely been going a lot heavier on the tech, but we are trying not to keep ourselves in a box. We do kind of have a little bit more like trap, big room style. Definitely love the bass house. We've been flirting around with some other ideas, kind of almost emo house, if you would call it. So yeah, we just been, like I said, trying not to keep it in a box, but definitely that bigger tech house sound for sure.
Yeah. How would you guys categorize? So you got this new track coming out Friday, right? Maniac, or no? Maniac was last month's release.
No, I'm muted.
You're muted.
Hold on.
We're working through some tech issues. Hang tight here.
I'm
All right.
completely muted.
So, how about this? What's the first track you got queued up for them, Chris? We'll run through it while Mike's working on the audio over here.
We got 2 Joe Lisi's now.
Love Joe Lisi's.
Can you guys hear me?
Nope. Now I can.
You could hear us.
Hold on.
Everyone sit tight. We're working through some IT work right here, but
How's that? We
I
good?
still can't hear anything on my end.
yeah, no problem. So, do you want to cut over to? We're gonna listen to one of the first tracks right now. Joey, you can hear us?
Live broadcasts.
It's all good. Everyone's hanging in there with us. I know we got a bunch of people over on our Facebook. We appreciate you. If you want to join us over on YouTube, we're going to post all the links for the Rich DietZ information, so you can catch all of their live sets, all of their original releases. Check out their mix show. You can check out their Instagram, all their content. All that's going to be posted in the show. That's going to get reposted back onto the YouTube channel. So if you're on Facebook, we appreciate you guys. But the full show will be saved to our YouTube. That's youtube.com/ClassKills. And looks like you guys are back. You can hear us?
Yep, I got you.
Cool. All right, cool.
Technical difficulties, my bad.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So, all right, we're back with Rich DietZ. We got all the IT dialed in. So, Chris, what's the first track you got queued up for these guys?
All right, guys. So I got Maniac queued up. This is the one you guys just released last month.
Yeah, this was last month.
Okay, so this is like a way harder. I wouldn't really consider this tech house. What do you guys like call this in terms of like where you're at in the genre spectrum?
I'll tell you what I think it is.
One of our first releases was one of our records, Neighborhood, which was a little bit of a bigger, more bass houseier track. And it was one of our more successful ones. And we, like Joe said before, we're not trying to stay in a box. So we have a lot of tech house, but the Maniacs was kind of our little reminder that we're going to be going hard just as well as, that groovy shit. So.
All right, cool. Let me. I'm gonna cue this up right now and let's drop it and let everyone have a listen.
Throwing down where the party at. Party at. Where the party at. Party at. Where the party at. Party at. Where the party at. We a maniac. It's the weekend and I'm bringing a stack. With my friends and we are maniacs. Going down where the party at. Where the party at. So where the party at. It's the weekend and I'm bringing a stack. With my friends and we are maniacs. Going down where the party at. Where the party at. Where the party at.
So that was pretty fire. Loving that joint right there. That's pretty heavy stuff for you guys. That's more in the. I would push it more towards like big room bass or future house, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're like. I mean, one thing we've always kind of joked about is our ability to create genres. Every time we're talking, we're always like festival night bass or festival big room bass house or
right.
underground festival tech house, just some weird shit. And it just comes from our like love of all types of music. Like we were both trap producers 5 years ago. So, I mean, everything I produced back in the day was straight, 2010 Skrillex and that big dubstep sound. So,
yeah, I remember
we
that.
like to add that into a lot of our music.
Joey remembers the big dubstep sound. I'm pretty sure there was a track this group of like 10 producers put out, like 7-8 years ago that did like 100,000 streams in like a week.
Before streams.
Yeah, I
streams.
remember that.
No, that's cool, man. So loving the vibe on the new track. I like the direction of it. And the sounds are unique. Like the good part is that from a DJ perspective, a guy that's listening to a lot of music, right? When I pick up a Rich DietZ track, I know it's yours, right? I can if there was no name on it, I could hear it and I could be like, oh, that's a Joey and Mike track, Rich DietZ joint, which I think is really dope. So I think
That's a mad compliment, bro.
We appreciate that a lot.
We
sure.
pride ourselves in that.
Yeah, and I think that's like the hardest part is like trying to figure it out. So like, you got the tunes, now you got to put the brand together, and once those things meet, from there it's like the love and support of everyone in the community. Like, that's what we're trying to do is just promote people like yourselves and just kind of get the word out there because people deserve to hear the music,
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so what's the second joint we got lined up for these guys here?
All right, so we got this one. This one, I don't think this one's out yet. This one's coming out on Friday, guys.
Friday.
You got a release on this?
Friday.
Right.
This Friday is coming out.
So this track is. How would you guys describe this track? It's definitely a little more techie than Maniac.
Yeah, it's definitely techie, but it's actually. I'll tell you. We'll run the quick story before we even play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were down here in Florida and we were working on this instrumental. It's just this groovy tech house track, and we knew we needed vocals for it, and we couldn't figure out what they were going to be. And me and Joe were sitting outside with a couple of our buddies, and somebody said, they're like, yo, Bob Ross, man, he's a fucking legend. And we're like, yo, Bob Ross is a legend. Why is there no songs about Bob Ross? And we're like, fuck it. Right? So me and Joe went inside and we put the first Bob Ross episode ever, that he ever made on the big screen TV, and we're watching it and we're like mesmerized. We're like, holy shit, man, this guy's like, he's the truth. Like the dude, if you ever watch his videos, they're like so inspirational. He says some amazing shit. So like we were listening to that, and then we created the vocals off of some of the things that he said in the videos, and we named it Bob Ross.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
there's some fire sprinkled in here. So let me drop this one right now for everyone to hear. Here we go.
Unreleased Rich DietZ, Bob Ross right here.
Now that I have your attention, I would like you to look deep into your soul. At some point in our lives, we have all wanted to paint a picture. There is an artist in each and every one of us, just dying to get out. Now I will help you find that artist. Cry out. Bob Ross. I see you have started the process. The fire
We're going
is
one more
beginning
drop.
to
All right,
burn.
Joey, one more.
Yeah.
What do like?
You guys got to hear the second part.
Finally found your vision. Now you too are Bob Ross.
Crispy saw right there, bro. Crispy. That's cool, man. So once again, for those of you guys on the live feed, that's unreleased Rich DietZ, brand new music coming out soon. This tech heater
Tech
called
heater.
Bob Ross. I call it main room tech, man. This stuff slaps.
Oh yeah,
I'll slap it right
Yeah,
in the
that's
middle
how
of the
I
set,
down,
man.
man.
Definitely excited for that one.
Yo, that track. Woo.
It's gonna rip, man.
Yo, that is my style of tech. I'm just like
Yeah.
chill. I'm just like chilling in my chair right now. Like, whoa, whoa.
Can't even sit up. No, that's good stuff, man. So yeah, super dope vibes on that track. Where everyone's looking forward to that. So we'll get all the information into our YouTube in the description of today's Parlor Talk episode. You can go find all that Rich DietZ content and when that release is coming out. So make sure you guys go and support them. So moving on with just like the artist like spotlight type stuff that we've been really trying to highlight here. we talked a little bit about your past, being like the dubstep, kind of trap guys, but like what's some of your inspiration going forward? Like where you guys kind of getting your sounds and getting your vibe from, like maybe one or two artists that, you guys kind of look up to?
Take it off, Joe.
I mean, definitely like Shane Giles. It's definitely a big one. Tony Romero. Always love Chris Lake. Got a lot of inspiration, man.
Yeah, definitely. Chris Lake is a big one for us. It's like early, like mid to early stuff, like his releases on Osla.
Right.
Shipwreck is another one. It's just like that pushing the boundaries of, because like there's this new like realm of tech house. Everybody loves tech house, and it's really just the same shit that it was in the 90s when it first came out. And then with all the new technology, Serum and Massive X and all these new plugins and VSTs, people are just putting this tech house on steroids. And
that's one way to put it for sure.
One of our big things right now is kind of crossing it over and trying to get those sounds that are relevant to tech house, and crossing it over into that like bassier, like we said, like dubstep, trappier realm. And I think a lot of guys like Chris Lake has been able to crush that. Another one, Shane Giles, somebody he said before, it's a huge artist on Musical Freedom right now.
Yeah, and he's got all those wild noises.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Well, at least that's what we're all about, is just weird shit.
Yeah, bro, that saw wave in that last drop was just like, it was like, and then it like gets wide, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
can't wait to rip that on the sound systems.
A lot of just automation on it.
A lot of automation. That's awesome, man. So we'll keep it rolling here. Mike, I know you're like super into the DAWs, working on the production piece, things like that. Joey's in there on the keys. Joey Fingers, how you doing? He's from New York.
Joey, one of the few guys I know that scratches tech house, and it sounds fire every time.
Oh, hell yeah, man. He scratched. We played a show in Brooklyn at Quantum, and this fucking guy is sitting there just cutting up over shit, I forget what track it was. It was some tech house track, and everybody's just wilding out, and this dude's just sitting there cutting it up. I'm like, damn, bro.
Cutting it. Yo, there's few that can do that, man. That's
I
big
just
props.
sit back, man. If you ever see a live show, I'm probably not doing much. I'm just
Hey, man, that's a DJ Lisi I know from a long time ago, man. But tell us like a little bit, like if you could give like one tip, to some up and coming producers that are out listening to the show, like just one solid tip, like for production or just in general, kind of trying to get music out.
You want to start it off, Joey?
That's all you, Mike.
All right. Well, tip for, it depends on what we're tipping. Are we tipping like production, or are we tipping brand, or just overall artist growth?
Give me a brand tip and give me a production tip. One each. Make it, easy.
Yeah. Yeah. For branding, I'd say just be original. Like pick a couple guys that you really like and don't copy them, but just use them as like a guideline, to kind of build your own sound. And then just don't be afraid to try something different. And then just study. Like a lot of guys go to school for production, but all that stuff is available on YouTube or, all these channels, and just dig into it. If you want to become a lawyer, you go to school for 4 years and you study. If you want to become a doctor, you go to school for 8 years and you graduate and you're a doctor. If you want to be a DJ and a producer and an actual artist, it's the same thing. Spend the next 4 years of your life digging in, learning the system, learning Ableton or Fruity Loops or Logic or whatever you use, and just figure it out, and like that's probably the most important thing, is just dedicate yourself and don't get discouraged. Because our first couple songs that we made, like starting out, were absolute fucking trash. Like I listened to them and the ideas were sick. I'm like, yeah, these amazing songs. But then like I listened to it and I'm like, dude, if I played this out, everybody would look at us and be like, yo, what's wrong with these dudes?
Yeah, man, I feel you on that one. That's for sure.
You make a really good point.
Grow, man, every song is growth.
Yeah.
That comparison to other trades, like highly regarded societal trades, like where in society people are like, oh, they put lawyers on a pedestal, doctors on a pedestal, you know. But you put it in perspective when you say they spend 4, 8, 10, 12 years of their lives at that trade.
Yeah, it's not overnight.
And when guys, they put out a couple bootlegs or a couple edits, they put out a couple remixes, they get some hype, and then it's just gone. And you're like saying like, well, did you put that amount of time into it? Or, people like, and I think we've all been frustrated at some point in our career. And, it's like, did you put that time in to learn? So I think that's invaluable advice for anyone that's in the music industry right now is, believe in yourself, continue to push, but just remember the hours and the time you got to put in to reach this.
And those guys didn't get paid. Those lawyers weren't getting paid for, the 4 years they were in school. They were just hustling and grinding. It's the same thing.
Making it work.
Exactly. And then I'd say for branding, just be yourself. I mean, that's one thing we've always kind of just figured out is we like weird, funky vocals. And half the shit that's in our songs are things that we say to each other regardless.
right.
And, it kind of adds like that genuine feeling of, this is who we are. This is who Rich DietZ is. Like, they made a song about Bob Ross because those motherfuckers fuck with Bob Ross. Like, it's not like we're not trying to.
That's it.
They made a song about White Claw. It's not like we didn't try to make a song about White Claw because it was hot. It was like, yo, we drank White Claw. Like
White Claws, bro. White Claws.
We had a summer full of White Claw, jumping off
and
of
we're
boats.
Like, yo, bro, pass me the fucking White Claw. And we're like, yo, let's make a track out of that.
We should have played that. We've been trying to get a White Claw sponsorship too over here for the Parlor. So.
Oh yeah, man. That one's out too. That one's probably one of our most successful records right now.
Yeah, that one's definitely moving along right now.
Yeah. Talk about the streams, because right now we know the ecosystem for music, producer and artist, they can support you by streaming your music, not necessarily buying a record anymore, because it's kind of changed. Mm-hmm. So, you guys are on Spotify, Apple Music, I assume.
Yes,
all the platforms. So yeah, if you guys are out there listening, support Rich DietZ. Go log into your Spotify right now, hop on there, search some of their tracks, and get a vibe for them. Add them to your playlist, put them in your routine. Repost that stuff. That's how you support these local artists, is through your own personal following. So, you can check out on my social, Chris Leeds or Class Kills, posting all the Rich DietZ stuff. We're big supporters as DJs too, playing that music. So, that's interesting.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, of course. So we'll keep it moving here. From either one of you, it doesn't matter who answers, but talk to us. Like, what's your favorite track right now? That's not of your own. Like, what's a jam or a record that you're really vibing to right now?
That CID downstairs track is pretty dope right now. Like I said, that Tony Romero Stuck in Your Head. I know Mike's definitely got a few favorites.
My favorite is Chicken Soup. Always.
Always, every day.
Will always be my favorite track. I don't know why, man. There's just something about it.
Is that like your alarm clock? Is that what wakes you up in the morning?
Yeah, he's like Spice Girls.
Spice Girls. Yeah, that's mad funny. You guys know that joint by Diplo and Side Piece, On My Mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize that Side Piece is Party Favor and Wookie. No, is it Wookie? It's two people. It's two established DJs already. That's who Side Piece is. I had no idea until the other day. But that shit's fire. It's a good track.
Yeah, that one rolls pretty hard. There's
another one from a couple of local guys down in Miami, Black V-Neck. I know they've been dropping some heat too. One track Numbers. I messed with that one a while.
Them Girls they just put out. That one.
Them Girls is super groovy.
That one's fire. That one's got like
some really cool tracks.
That reminds me of like a Chris Lake track with that bounciness on the bass.
Yeah. They have a very like specific sound and they stick to it.
Yeah,
they're
it's good.
Good friends of ours and they're doing their thing, man. They're hustling.
Yeah.
That's it. Always got to plug the homies, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
Even Nico from last night, man. I mean, that's one of the homies. When we met up in Florida,
he's dropping heat, man. Whether he's in LA or Miami, he's still dropping heat.
Yeah, he's the tech house guru. Like he is the tech house purist. Like if you listen to his music, it's like pure tech house.
Right, and
Oh, yeah.
It's like
we're talking about a guy that came on live YouTube and told everyone that he spent 4.5 hours on a hi-hat, and he took that as a compliment. So I mean, that like that guy is invested. Yeah, and Nico Stanley Kubrick's he puts out some super dope shit, and he's been sending us.
It's
some
all
fire,
about the
so.
group.
Yeah, so if you're listening to today's episode, go to last night's episode of The Parlor. You can check out Stanley's information there. That's where you can catch his stuff. But that's a good segment into kind of what you guys got going on. So tell everyone that's tuned in right now on the Facebook and the YouTube where they can find your information. So go over, very specifically Instagram, your Mixcloud, SoundCloud, go through everything, Spotify, everything.
So it's pretty easy. Everything's pretty unified. So as far as like SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, it's all going to be Rich Dietz Official.
Spell it out. RichDietz.
Yeah, correct. And then official at the end. As far as Twitter, it's Rich Dietz Music, just MUSIK or SIC.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
regular music.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're on all the platforms. So as far as like Google Play, Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff, Rich Dietz. Always.
And it's Dietz. It's not DietZ.
Yeah, it's not DietZ.
Google seems to, if you're looking on Google and you would say, or Alexa, whoever, play Rich Dietz, you got to say Rich DietZ, unfortunately. We got to call and figure that out, but.
Yeah.
It's all good. So that's at RichDietz.
Yep.
Rich Dietz, the homies.
I put it up there. Whoop, there it goes. It's up there now on the bottom of the screen. This is all delayed, so it's going to show up. It probably already showed up for you guys, but I'm just rambling now.
So yeah, that's the Vibe Man, producer duo from Florida. Super dope. You guys got some like fire tracks, and we're excited to see what 2020 has for you, and where we can support you guys either on stage or in the studio, whatever it may be. So, this, like I tell all the artists, everyone that comes on here, is all this will be posted up to our YouTube, youtube.com/ClassKills. And just a synopsis of what's going on with Rich Dietz, and we're just happy to support you guys too.
No, we're happy to be here, man. We appreciate it. It means a lot. So
that's it,
you.
boys.
Yeah.
All right, listen, you guys stay safe, be good, and just keep putting out the beats. That's what everyone appreciates.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, thanks again, man.
Thanks, boys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Peace.
Late. Don't totally cut. I'll say some stuff. Yeah, we're good. You're on. All right, so I'm gonna just close it out. We appreciate everyone that's supporting the Parlor Talk as we continue to pick this up and get it moving with everyone. The support has been fantastic. If you guys are logged into the Facebook, go check out our youtube.com/ClassKills. You'll hear me repeatedly say that. We're just looking for people to subscribe. When the next episode's coming up, and this is where we're going to be posting all of our content. And then everything that we talked about tonight, including the artists and the features, everyone will be, their information will be located in the description of each Parlor Talk episode. So, we appreciate that. We're going to hang on for the next 10 minutes for people that are still on the live. We're going to monitor the chats right now. We just want to hear, does anyone have people that are interested that they want us to interview in the industry, outside the industry, people that we can connect with? So drop it in the comments now, either on the Facebook or on the YouTube. Who are you guys interested in? And, any other topical conversations that you guys would like to bring up. We're just going to monitor the chats. I'm going to read them back as people are typing in here. So we're watching both feeds. And like I said, we do go live. So if anyone has any information, what are you guys interested in? Should we stay up with the production stuff? Should we stay up with the DJ based thing? Should we go a little bit broader? Should we go more narrow? Does anyone have any feedback within the comments, either on YouTube or Facebook? Drop them in there. We're just monitoring them now. I know, we're looking at just keeping it industry based as a whole. So we're looking to get people that are, we got some West Coast people lined up. We got obviously Rich Dietz was from Florida. We have our New Jersey network. Any brands or anything that you guys are interested in seeing, brands that you guys like to support. Shoot it over to us, drop it in the comments. We want to check it out. So we're just taking a look, reading through all the comments now. Well, we're waiting for some of that to come in tomorrow. We have a really awesome show, episode 6. So we got Industry Talk with David S. David S. is New Jersey, New York staple name, open format DJ, plays a little bit of everything. Super talented guy, really well known for his edits. He did a lot of work on the Crooklyn Clan sites, and he's all over all the pools. So we're excited to have David on to just for Industry Talk. We're going to talk about organizing crates and organizing music and production tips from that perspective, and then followed up with up and coming artist from Hoboken. His name's Angelo the Kid. This kid, not to age him, younger cat, definitely hustling. He works with the Get Down DJ group, which we've been supporting as a whole. The homies up from Hoboken, and Angelo, just really good kid. We're gonna get him on for an artist spotlight. We're gonna talk a little bit about him cutting some new edits, getting on the pools, playing out, and just spinning a bunch of tracks. And Angelo's doing a great job. So that's tomorrow's episode. But as the feeds catch up here, we're just looking right here to see if let's see. Just looking through some of the comments here. Oh, some really good feedback from Cam Nichols. We're going to be introducing the Ledge brand. So we're going to have Cam on probably later in the season to talk more about his brand and how he's going to be expanding Ledge Official from a branding perspective, and just some of the challenges and some of the great benefits of him launching his new clothing line. And you'll see us supporting him a lot as one of the official sponsors. Who else here? Oh, so for those of you that know, Slav brought up a really good point here. He wants to talk more about his White Claw experience, and so we'll have him on for a segment probably later in the episodes. Let's see what else we got here. I see a lot of the Hoboken guys. What's up, UFOso? Dario checking in over on the YouTube. Thanks for all the support, man. Dario made a good point. He put a comment here about YouTube Academy. I think that's a really good point. And Chris is doing a little engineering work right now, but I mean, I'll tell you, if there's something I can't figure out, from a production perspective or a DJ perspective, I'm going right to YouTube every time. And Chris, if you want to hop back in here and kind of just give some feedback on that, because we're constantly trying to just solve for problems, and I think it's imperative that you use the resources and talk about just using leverage in YouTube, the tools that we have at our hands now in order to get stuff done.
Yeah, I think my life is literally solving problems and people asking me questions all the time. So I usually tell everyone, just, did you Google it first? If you Googled it, you can't find your answer, get it. But if I could Google it and find the answer in a few seconds, there's no reason why you don't have access to that information. So just no matter how absurd you think your issue is, I can almost guarantee someone else has run into it. So step 1, Google it. If you can't find it, ask someone. We're here for that,
Yeah, no. And I agree with that a lot of times. It's, did you really run it to ground? Did you really use all your resources to try to answer the question? When it comes to DJing, producing specifically, people have been writing music for hundreds of years. So you having an issue with a mix down or a sample, or you can't get something not to work, or you're trying to figure out how to achieve an effect, that stuff exists. So if you're a DJ producer that's out there, I would say just really Google it, search the YouTubes, go deep, because someone out there is, like Chris said, has the same problem as you.
Yeah, and that light guy from Porta, he just constantly seems to fuck shit up on that computer.
Yeah, if you only knew what Google was, really useful. It's a website actually that you can type things into, words, from your keyboard. If you're having an issue with things how, to turn the screen on, just really simple stuff like that. But that's all stuff.
Zach, to be fair, how are you going to Google how to turn the screen on if you can't get the screen on?
Well, yeah, I mean, considering he has a
flip phone
still, yeah, that's probably
so. At that point, phone a friend. It's fair. Okay, you get a pass on that one, Ryan.
But so anyway, we appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much for supporting the Parlor episode 5. Make sure you guys check out our socials, and we'll put all the information to what you saw today in the description. But please, if you could share the episodes and then just, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you know what's going on and when we're doing updates. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Here's a message from our sponsors again.
Shout out Ledge Official.